Hello, hello. We are ready to giggity go. I need to fix this. Back to drawing today. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, I need to check the sound. 1 second. I need to check the sound. How you sound? Wait, no, I'm not gonna be able to hear that there. I gotta do it on my iPad. That's why I always use this thing. I remember now. Oh my god. Please help me. That's not what I want you to do. Oh my god. Please help me. That's not what I want you to do. Alright. Sounding good. Hey. What? Stop doing that. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I should probably do an introduction. Hello, my name is 10K Hours, put in the time so my art is no longer a crime. Today we're back at it like a good habit. I am actually going to be but working more on the shading and everything today. Last time I was working on the hair. I don't remember where I was at all. But I remember I had... Alright, hold on. Let me zoom in. I remember I was trying to figure out a way to shade it. And I hit this. Which I think is the way that I like it the most currently. But I need to refine it a bit. So it was using these colors over here. I don't know if you can see. There was a dark, stormy night, and there was a couple different colors, a light blend in between, and then a light color. Yeah. But one thing I did over here is I just went straight across, and that's not quite right. Because as I was sitting here, I was like, wait a second, hold up. I should do this, but it should be more layered. Based on the actual, like, where the hair is, in like relation to the others. So again, stuff like that, and then I just blended it a bit, if I'm not mistaken. So we're just going to be working on this today. And then a little darker. Hit it with this. Man, I love clipping layers. I can't believe I wasn't using these. What a fool I was. Alright. And then we're gonna go back to this. I don't have anything in particular I want to talk about today. I just know that it's been a bit, I think it's been a week since I streamed last. It's because, I think I streamed last Friday though, no. It's because it was just over the weekend, and none of my regular people were showing up when I was playing Monster Hunter. And I was like, Why am I doing this again? I'll just say that it should only be doing it so people will show up, but what's this? Oh, here it is. But I was like, I'd rather just kind of enjoy the Monster Hunter experience on my own, especially since I'm just going to be running a bunch of... I'm just going to be doing like a bunch of side missions and stuff. I hit high rank and that's the super grindy part, so... Like, I don't know if this is really worth streaming. I probably should have streamed it anyways. Just because... But it is what it is. Although, I'm probably going to play more after stream today. I do like that a lot more actually. Okay, I do need to fix something though. Oh my god, where's the... Okay. Because... there's bits and bobs all around here that are kind of missing the main color underneath, and therefore the clipping layers do not work on them. Also, apparently there was some sort of big update to Clip Studio that I don't understand. That looks like it needs to be erased on this layer up here. Or, yeah, that bit right there. Perfect. All right. Perfect. All right. Oh, and actually, while I'm here, there's some sort of big update. There was a ton of stuff that was added. I don't know. Like, I watched the video and like, it's all the new stuff. I was like, cool. I don't get it. I've never used any of this stuff. Help. Oh, man. But I'm sure it's some real cool stuff if you know what you're doing and you know what it is. I don't. And I never have. Oh, and also, something fun. I have a Windows update. And it finally doesn't fill me with fear. It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to see that little like, hey, you need to update your freaking computer down in the bottom and just be like, alright, I can do that later. But it's not like I have to put this off for as long as possible or my computer will crash permanently. That's a nice feeling. I like that. Oh man. Actually, it's been a while since I streamed. What is it? No, I didn't stream on Friday. Because it was Fess. I remember it was around the time of Fess last year, like Six Fest, like Hololive Six Fest, all of that I was like just starting to get into it. Because I remember I was actually like starting to look at clips and things, and all of a sudden there was a ton that were coming up of like the performances and whatnot. Aww. And I said this in my last stream, but I'm pretty sure this was Mumei's last fest. It's definitely Shion's. And truth be told, she's been struggling with streaming and her health for a long time, so yeah, it is what it is, but whatever. Oh, but I watched... Those concerts were at some real inopportune times. I only watched Stage 1 and Stage 3. Stage 1 because it was Advent's debut and I wanted to see that. And that was great. Oh. Oh, poor Shiori. Listen, there's a lot of people in Hololive that are, if not just flat out incredible singers, at least very good at it still. Some people that still got some stuff to work on. It used to be. It used to be that there was one in pretty much every gen that was maybe not the most gifted at it, but they were very strong in other ways. Like, listen, I love Fauna, but I couldn't watch her karaoke. I'm so sorry. She was putting her heart and soul into it, I'll give her that, but I couldn't watch them. It's like, you go, girl. I'm gonna do something else. Oh. But that's not why I followed her in the first place, so it doesn't matter. And I felt bad for Shiori because on day one it was kind of easy to tell that her performance was the one with the most correcting behind the scenes. She still did the best performance she's ever done in her life, and I think she's actually like working with the singing coach like diligently and working on like a different, better way of singing that's more like, that's going to be like more her style and easier for her to do, which is good. But she's super baby at it, and she's doing her best. But unfortunately, that kind of stands out on the best stage. But she still did a really good job, though. I don't know. I don't want to be too hard on her because it's still. I don't actually want to be hard at all because it's still super difficult, and it takes an intense amount of bravery to get up and do it. I understand why. Oh man, I think she wasn't very happy with the performance, and I feel bad for her. She did it's probably her best performance yet. Easily. But I don't think she was too happy with it because before Fest, she never streamed. And then she tweeted saying like, hey, I did this, you guys should check this out. Alright, I'm going back to my hole. And I think she left Japan pretty quick. I think she's already home. While everybody else kind of stuck around for another couple days. I don't know. Really, she did fine. I think she was being too hard on herself. But I can understand why. It's like, oh god. I mean, with people like Suisei Sora, Nerissa, and gosh, there's a ton of really good singers. Muna, Reine, Risu's really good as well. Bei, obviously. Ina's a bit of a sleeper. You wouldn't really expect it, but she can sing a song. Crony as well. Let's see. Oh my goodness. So it's kind of like, I guess, what would be a good example of this? I guess it would be kind of like someone who, like, just, like, they're brand new, like, chess pro going up against, like, grandmasters. Like a tournament that has, like, Magnus Carlsen in it or something like that. And you, like, it's your first tournament, like, pro chess tournament ever. That's got to be what it feels like. And even though she was good enough to get there, I think she's just comparing herself with other people a little bit too much. I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that she was like dreading Fest. I missed the beginning of her first stream back. I need to go back and rewatch it. But I don't know how much she talked about it. I do know she was hanging out with people behind the scenes, but I think that she was just so worried about it, and she's not really confident in her performing skills. So, yeah. She'll get better, though. Just gotta keep at it. I'm slowly learning that. Yeah. But stage 1 was really good. And luckily there's a VOD of it, so I can always watch it again. It's like 3 hours long too. It's really good. The only thing that I want is that I would love some... There's no way to get this, surely. But I would love some English subtitles for like the MC parts, because those were oftentimes like 5 to 10 minutes long. Not quite 10 minutes long, but they lasted for a while, and they're pretty much entirely in Japanese. I'm just sitting there like, all right, you're cute, but that's about it right now. Oh my god, speaking of cute. Oh my god. I'm like this close to becoming obsessed with Robocop. I watched Stage 3, and she's like the first song up. I don't know who made her design, but they like perfectly nailed a whole bunch of stuff. Hey, Red Narrow Bird, how's it going? It's going good. I'm back after not streaming for a bit. I was hanging out with friends and playing Monster Hunter. But I'm back, and we're actually doing some drawing. How you been? What am I doing? Alright, there we go. Hold on. Ah! No, that's not what I wanted. I'm forgetting my own stuff. Ah! What is the heck? What's that? Where is it? Okay, it's right there. We're working on the hair today. Alright, which reminds me, we gotta get all the little bits of the hair. No, not quite that dark. I'll go with this one. No, I don't like that. That was... Nice. My life's still been a loop, but good enough. A loop? Oh no! Stuck in a time loop. What do you mean by a loop? Things just same old, same old? Cause yeah, everyone's kind of there right now. I don't know what it is, but I feel like everybody's like, I don't know if, I think it's the changing weather, I really do. But I feel like a bunch of people, like, content creators that I watch are like crashing out a little bit more, and not like over anything like big. Well, there are some people that are crashing out over big stuff, but I'm starting to care less and less about that. I have... There we go. I kind of have made a bad habit of getting into like some creator drama stuff around this time last year. And I think I finally hit the I don't give a fuck anymore, or I'm starting to not give a fuck anymore stage with that. Loop of feelings, just don't know how to feel. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just kind of that time. If that makes sense. Because I feel like there's a bunch of people that are kind of just going through it right now. And I think it's just... I don't know if it's the weather or what, but I think it's just... I think it's just affecting everybody, if I'm gonna be honest. Let's see. Even I've been feeling it a little bit. Oh, there's some. That's just some. Alright, we're hitting the edges of the hair, so I know places that I need to fill in with color. Let's see. Maybe in my own situation that's been weird and I don't know how to react still in my personal life. Might be getting worse soon though, so oh no. What's going on? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but I'm sorry, man. It's just, I don't know. I feel like everyone's going through it right now. Let's just be extra nice to people right now. I heard, well, oh wait, hold on, let's get down on this layer. There's not a creator that I follow, but one that is kind of like adjacent to a bunch of people that I watched. Let's see. My mom's gonna be going through a dental procedure Monday, and it's been freaking her out. And I know I have to be very considerate and nice after what happens. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Any sort of procedures always get to people. Especially anything that has to deal with your mouth. Because it's going to mess up your face. It's going to make it more difficult to eat. Only dental procedure I've ever had done was getting my wisdom teeth removed. Which is an ordeal in and of itself, but that really messes with your whole life. It's what you can eat, what you can do. You're in a bunch of pain. It's hard to talk. It just messes with things. What the heck? I guess I accidentally filled in some areas on this layer. Let's get rid of those real quick. Let's see. He's gonna have a teeth replacement thing. Ooh, and it's for every tooth. I think. What? Wait, it's not that thing where, like, I've heard of celebrities doing this, where they just have like fake teeth put in. Or is there like a huge issue with her mouth and she needs to have like this procedure done? Because that's crazy. Every tooth? That's... yeah, that's a bit more than just... Her teeth are fucked. Oh, sheesh. Holy cow. Yeah, that's more than just... wisdom teeth like I had done. Goodness gracious, that's crazy. Yeah, she's gonna be like fully out of commission for a bit. Holy cow. I mean, she smokes and basically only drinks Mountain Dew, which rots the teeth. Yeah. Wow, only drinks Mountain Dew. I guess I would mess it up. Oh man, only drinks Mountain Dew. I get sick of Mountain Dew real fast. But I guess if you're used to it. Yeah, Mountain Dew is super acidic too. It's like terrible for your teeth. Well, it's better than not having teeth, I guess. A little bit of pain now and makes for a lot better quality of life later, that's for sure. What is like, it's like some random pixels like right around in here that I don't know where they're, what layer they're on. What? I guess it is all the way up here. Oh, you know what? It's probably on. Yeah, they're right there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because there's a lot of overlap with... Wait, hold on. Oh, is this all just... Oh yeah, that's just all just missing hair color. Okay, well. And there's missing skin color up in there. Let's see. Oh, we had to buy a blender. Yeah, if she has an addiction, I don't like Mountain Dew that much, but she does. Because I go to religious school, we do prayers in one class. So for the first time, I'm gonna pray. Make it meaningful. Go for it, man. You never know. I'm on the wrong layer. I personally, I've been a Christian for years, so here's something that I've done quite a bit. And it has definitely affected my life for the better. By the way, I had someone tell me, what's cooking good looking in a very jokingly way. I still don't know how to feel. Well, could be joking, could not be. Depends on who said it, I guess. Wait, is this this color? Yeah, this is. Okay. Because I don't like this line right here. I gotta get rid of that. I want these to be more connected. Yeah, like that. Okay. Let's see. But I mean, that's the best I got. You were joking. They were joking. They made ours. Yeah. Hey, there's always some... There's always some truth in a joke. I'm trying to multitask right now. I haven't done drawing in forever. I don't remember how this works. Well, drawing and streaming, that is. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Except for... that line right there I'm not too crazy about. I need to shave just a touch off. Alright, there we go. And then, do I have a little line right there? I do, yeah. There we go. Let's see. Let's see. It wasn't the guy. It wasn't the girl that you've been talking about who said that, was it? Let's see, and then... Actually, hold on. I need to be hitting this completely differently. And then I need a pretty much just black line, like right about there-ish. And it needs to be pretty dark after that. There we go. Let's see. It was a friend. Ah, okay. What do I want to do next? I'm liking the hair more. I'm not crazy about it, but I like it a lot more. I think maybe we'll see what it looks like once it's all done. Oh wait, I'm on the right layer right now. I'm not on the right layer. I am so glad I stopped and checked. All right. I need to make this a little bigger. Yeah, but hey, if they said something and it's making you feel a certain way, maybe you need to figure out why it is. Let's see. Okay, there's something about this line right here that's really messing with me. Hold on, I need to come back up here. It feels just a touch too flat right here. Let's see. My relationship with that person hasn't grown, but they have stared at me and we made eye contact before. She has to turn her head 98 degrees to look up to see me. Okay. Hey. Nothing wrong with saying hi. If you ever see her looking. And if she gets embarrassed by that, believe it or not, that's actually a good sign. Counts as something. It does, actually. Just focus on doing what you can. Say hi. Grind out those little moments. I like that better. But it's not quite there. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of these little like dots that are hanging around. Okay, what layer are those on? Now I have questions. Oh, hello. Okay, I can get rid of these ones. What layer are those on? Are those on the hair color layer? No. They're on the space color layer? Excuse me? That's not what I wanted. Oh, that's because they're not filled in. It's gray. That's what it is. Ah, okay. And if they like me something will happen somehow, some way. She will try to do something since they've done it before. I'll be taking it deeper and saying something like, I find it neat that they chose to talk to me or how I appreciate it, even though it's not often. That's... Yeah, not guaranteed for something to happen. When it comes to women, they like the chase, and they generally want the guy to make the first move. So, if she is into you, I would not put money down on her making the first move. There might be little signs here and there, but that's pretty much all they'll give you. You gotta take the initiative mostly, which is scary. Absolutely. But it is what it is. Oh, I got the wrong color, that's why. Let's see. Even though it's not often, I'm not a good mover. Well, more I mean like somehow, some way we have to talk about by then making the first. Not by then making the first. Yeah, some way, somehow, some way you'll have to talk. But that doesn't mean you can't initiate. And even though you're not a great mover, this is the best time to learn how to be. Because it's way harder when you get older and all of a sudden you have to figure all this stuff out. Because when I was in high school, I think I said this before, but there was this whole movement like, oh, you should only date the person that you're going to marry. And dating and breaking up is just, it's just practicing for divorce later in life. And I was like, okay. Because I was just a kid and I didn't know what was going on. Then I got to college and I'm like, I don't know how to talk to girls in a romantic way. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. Uh-oh. And it was real hard to learn later. It's a lot easier if you can learn this stuff in when you're a bit younger, I'll say. It's not mandatory, but in my experience, it's something that I wish I had done. But with this stuff, a lot of it is you just gotta make mistakes. You just gotta go for it, give it a try, and fall flat on your face. And that's really the only way to get better at something and to learn how to do something is to try and fail at it. It stinks, but it is a fact of life. And especially for us, like, the guy, as the one who's expecting to do the moving, puts us in a very emotionally vulnerable situation. But that's all right. And the feelings won't always be reciprocated, but that's also okay. It'll hurt at the time, trust me. But that too shall pass. All thing you can do is keep trying. What is it? Let's see. Yeah, because always at the end of the day, even worst case scenario is worst case scenario is you talk to her, you find out she's not into you, and then you kind of go about your merry ways, that'll suck in the moment, but years later it'll be like, oh yeah, I remember her. I asked her out and she said no. And that'll be like the long and short of it. I'm not saying you have to do that, but let me be clear. And I'm also not saying that it won't be terrifying to do something like that, because it will be. But it gets a little less terrifying every time you do it. Okay, I gotta be following the contours of the hair a little bit better here. Man, I love these mask clipping layers. I don't know why I never use these. Oh, because I forgot they existed, that's why. Goodness gracious. Let's see, I'm just saying that talk has a chance. I can just act like I'm some hunky guy, so masculine, Giga Chad with godlike masculine physique. Nah. If she is interested in you, she's interested in you, not some other version of you. Just be yourself. All that super cliche stuff that people say about dating and whatnot, the reason why it's said so often and people always repeat it is because it's true. There's a reason why things are cliche. There's a reason why things are overdone. And there's a reason why everybody has all the same advice for stuff. It's because they've been there, done that, and realized, oh yeah, that is how it is, isn't it? Let's see, I need to make this top part just a little darker, I think. Or it's kind of just... Actually, maybe I need to bring the light up a bit. No, I need to get that part right there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. Let's see. As I get, or not overthinking it because I've seen it happen in person to many people. Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of one of the things. I'm not gonna lie, the getting ridiculed thing, that I get. Because that unfortunately does happen. I'm not gonna act like it's not. It doesn't. It's not really, it's not fair. But it is a reality. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen every time. And she's a decent person, she won't do that. But one of the things that's made dating hard, especially amongst those that are older than you, is that kind of very concept right there. Because for a long time, especially on social media, we've been seeing our fellow man get kind of put on blast for doing stuff, and we're like, okay, well, I'm not going to do the same thing he did. But then, that's way too much hairs. But then all of a sudden it's like, well, what do we do then? And you end up not doing anything. Which is worse. I'm pretty tired. I'm going to bed. Have a good night. All right. I'll see you later, Red Narrowbird. Yeah, have a good one. Alright, I really need to hit all this hair. Do 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 do. Oh, I've missed a lot of. No, I didn't want to hit that. There we go. Fill that in. There we go. Gotta fix that right quick. Hold on. I'm down here to the hair color. We got lots of hair. Alright, and then I'm back up here to this masking layer. Let's hit these little spouts raw air, shall we? Alright. Give them a little bit of. Yeah, give them a little bit of. What for? A little bit of this. Oh, nope, didn't want to do that. A little bit of this. A little bit of that. I don't like that. Yeah, I like that. There we go. Alright, hair's looking better. It's definitely the best hair I've ever drawn, but it's still not great. Of course, I am comparing it to someone who is a professional. I mean, look at this shit. That's crazy. Oh. Okay, so one thing I'm just noticing, they have a lot more. Actually, I have no idea what layer this is on. It's on this one. They have a lot more, like, triangular lines going on with that. Okay. Also, I keep looking at the skin shading and it's kind of bothering me, especially around the eyes. Like, I feel like I need a little something like right here. But everything I do just kind of looks out of place. But my brain keeps telling me it should be darker right there. Ah. Maybe if I curve it off just a bit. Gotta be really careful with this because I don't want her to look like she has a black eye. That would be worse. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna live with this for a bit and see how I like it. But everything in me was like, it's gonna be different there. It's gonna be different there. So I was like, I gotta do something with that. Also, I want to figure out. Huh. I want to figure out something with this color. There it is. Okay. I'll go a little bit more pinkish. I want to do a. I want to figure out what color I want to do the actual, like, skin light art in. Okay, this is pretty good. Because it just being darker wasn't sitting well with me. I wanted it to be a little bit more pinkish. Okay, that does help kind of brighten up the outsides a bit, but it's not going to work so well on the parts that are in shadow. And I really need to do this beforehand. So if I were to go with the same color and go just a touch darker. Wait, hold on. Okay, it's at 189. What if we just take this down to like just like 10% darker. Because what I did with this color is I didn't change the brightness, I just made it more red. Yeah, that's not enough. We need to go the full 20% down, so 169, okay. Yeah, there we go, okay. There we go, there we go. Now I just need to let that one color fade into obscurity, because I'm never gonna use it again. You're dead to me. I think I want to use... Now, real question is, what color to use around the eyes? Today was probably going to do the hair. I probably should have done the hair. I don't know. You can just always come back to stuff. You don't have to stick with and do something entirely. Well, let me look at the reference again. Actually, keeping the under eyes skin color is probably a good thing. Because that seems to be what the reference did as well. And that's the official. It's going to be the top part of the eyes. Okay, there we go. Where in the world are those pixels? That's what I really want to know. They got to be down here, I would imagine. Ah. Yes, there they are. Okay. Now where are these pixels? Okay, they're here. Okay, craziness. Oh wait, there's more over here. Well, that's going to be more on the eye side. Is this in ribbons, etc.? I think it might be. No, that's the iris. Did I do this on skin color? No. Where did I put the, like, sclera? Oh my god, what layer are these on? Are they on space color? Not on hair color? Oh, there we go. They're on there we go. They're on this layer. I see now. Hello. We're gonna hit this. Just do a bit of a touch up. Where was I? Before Red Narrow Bird came in. I always feel weird talking about VTuber stuff. When it's not just me. Because not everyone's into that. I'm like, I want to be able to feel like I'm not just about that. But I am kind of just about that. Let's be so real here. What was it? Oh, I was talking about Roboco. I'm like 2 seconds away from getting obsessed with her. She's so fucking cute. Oh my god. I was like, who is she? Whoever made that model just made like the perfect, like, you want to squish her cheeks and tell her she's a cute person. Oh my god. Her and what is it? Oh my god. There are 2 VTubers that have made me want to learn Japanese. Well, 3. Well, Korone would be nice to watch. But you don't really need to know Japanese to appreciate her. Because she's more of just like an experience. But who's that one person from FaZe Connect? I don't remember. What's her name? I'm going to look it up. Yeah, Yu Ayase. Very cute. Those 2 have made me want to learn Japanese. So I'm like, oh, God, I feel like I'm missing out. Oh. Don't get on your phone. You're on a live stream. That would be weird. Space. It's what's for dinner. Although I'm slowly becoming FaZe. I'm not slowly. I'm absolutely FaZe build right now. I'm fully cooked on them. Sakanena's Sad Girls. Although I think that... Wait. Is that up here? No. That is... Wait. Why couldn't I fill that in? Hold up. Oh, I just got thirsty. Actually, I just got thirsty and craving something sweet. I want to drink water. It's only been an hour? Damn. Oh, but what was it? Oh, yeah. I watched Roboco on stage 3. And I kind of... What? Kind of want to watch more of her. There's like a... Okay, I guess it is just on the skin color. Oh, but she's so freaking cute. And I understand why False ID was obsessed with her as well. Also because she was like in the middle of... Whoa. Like, I get rid of the background and you can see like... Actually... This is one thing that I need to do that I just thought of. I'm gonna make a layer here. And then I'm going to refer only to editing layer. I'm gonna get a really obnoxious green color. I missed so many spots. Oh my gosh. I forgot that this is a thing that you need to do when you're coloring, because you can miss stuff so easily. Oh my goodness gracious, look at this business. All right, hold up. We're fixing this first. Whew, that green is crazy. It's actually hurting my eyes. Give me a second here. We're gonna fix this. Well, we gotta get rid of all this green. Holy Shazbot McGillicuddy. Look at all this that I missed. Fill bucket! Yeah, but what I watched at Fest was fun. Like I said, I watched stage 1 and stage 3. I got to see Advent on their first time in Fest. That was really something fun to see. They did a bunch of songs. Fuamoko did a bunch. I don't know where they get all this energy. Because I feel like they're everywhere, all over the place, doing everything. But also, I kind of get it. Like, that's what they're here for. They came here to... They joined Hololive to crush it, and that's what they're doing. Actually, they more joined Hololive to actually like follow their dreams, which is actually really cool. I think that's what I would like to do. Oh my gosh, it's I saw a post today that was like, job market's so bad, I actually followed my dreams, and I was like, oh man, I'm right there right now. I can't get over how bad this neck is. Just don't look at it. Okay. And a bunch of stuff for skin color that we need to fix later. We need to just be hitting the hair color right now, honestly. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm so glad I remember to do this. This is bad. Oh, not there. Oh, that's all. Oh, and... Oh... I was thinking... There was definitely times... I didn't actually... No. I didn't really miss Fauna all that much during Fest, which was nice. I thought I was going to miss her a lot. But since I don't really have... I just kind of saw some random clips of her like last year because I was like just getting into Hololive during Fest last year. So for me, it wasn't like a, oh man, I wonder what song she would have done kind of thing, because this is really my first, other than like catching like some clips after the fact, this is my first time actually watching any of Fest, so I could just kind of take it as is instead of wonder. The only thing I did wonder about is if Corona was going to do some more acrobatics or not, which is one of the reasons why I watched Stage 3 as well, because I was like, oh, because it had Mume, Gura, Crony, Ina, and then I saw Corone and Corone and Okayu and a bunch of really Sora, a bunch of really good people. So I was like, okay. Let's see. Nerissa and a bunch of people in Advent were Stage 2, and actually no, they weren't Stage 2, they are the creator stage. But I was like, well, I'm gonna watch. There's only like really 2 that I could afford to go, like pay to see. I was about to say go to, but I could afford like the streaming tickets for, because they're like $45 each, which is nothing to sneeze at, especially when you're trying to save money. This was a bad week for... That's because it's a bad week for me not spending money on VTubers. Because I bought 2 Fest shows, and then I also bought a Doki Bird plushie. And then this week, tomorrow, I'm going to be buying an Amanagawa Shina plushie. I'm about to have, and then a while ago I bought, it's going to take a while for them to show up, but I bought a Mint plushie and a Nimi plushie. Oh, I was talking about Nimi. Yeah. I was going to say I expected to kind of miss her during it, but I didn't. Mostly because I just never really experienced her there live. Or I hadn't really experienced that a lot of, like, fest really at all. Other than just, like, random clips, so. I was able to kind of just take it as is, but it ended up being a good thing. She couldn't make it for like the worst reason though. She has a cat. She calls him Baby Bean, but his real name is Snail. And he wasn't that old. I think he was like maybe like 10 or so years old. But anyways, like, what is it? A couple weeks ago, she just all of a sudden didn't stream for a few days, and then finally she posted on Twitter, was like, hey, sorry, I was doing some emergency, like, my pet had a medical emergency. He's doing better now, but that's why I haven't been streaming. And we were like, okay, cool. And then she came back and she did a little update stream. She's like, yeah, he's doing good. Turns out he had like a tumor on his liver, but they were able to get it removed. And he was wearing like one of those like big like cat donuts. And she drew a picture of it, and it was super cute. And then she all of a sudden she streamed like that once, and then like one more time after that. And then all of a sudden she wasn't streaming again. And this time was right about the time when Fest was going on. And I really thought that she wasn't streaming because she was like feeling Fest, like kind of missing everybody and being there. This leg is super messed up. And that's why she wasn't streaming. Which I get. Oh, but then she just kind of... this was like just before Fest started, or it was like during Fest or something like that. I don't remember. But she posted... like... a little bit before, she posted like, hey, my cat's Baby Bean's health has kind of gone down and we're monitoring him. So streams are going to be canceled for a bit. And then she came back like maybe about like a few days or a week later. It was like right in the middle of when Fest was going on. It was like, he died. Baby Bean passed away. And I was like, oh. So it went from like this hopeful, like he had a scare, but he's recovering, to it's not as good as we thought, to he's not with us anymore. And I feel terrible. It's like so messed up. I need to fix this. They're way too sticks. They're way too stick. Why are you stick? It might be a little too long too. Oh man, let me work on some other stuff. But yeah, she's not doing so good right now. And I didn't want to mention this when Bert was around, because he said his mom had something going on, and I was about to say like what happened with Shondo. Like, that's such a messed up situation. Oh God, I feel so awful for her. I'm praying for her. I don't follow her on Twitter, but stuff will come up every now and then. And she posted a while ago about how her mom was in like the psych ward in the hospital, and she thought she was gonna take her own life, and they were trying to convince the doctors to like not let her go because they were worried about her, but the doctors were trying to send her home, and they were really worried that she was going to do something, and it turns out that she ended up doing something. She ended up killing herself. Gosh. Listen, love her or hate her, no one deserves to have all this going on. To make matters worse, and well, now I'm really worried about her specifically because, and I hope she's staying on her meds and stuff because she's pretty open about this fact, but she actually has like diagnosed schizophrenia. She takes medication for it and everything, so like she knows it is actively like doing something about it. But like someone doing that in your life is not going to put you in like a good mental state, to say the least. So now I'm worried about, and she's also said stuff like other people in her family are like deal with similar issues, and I'm kind of worried that this is going to have a cascading effect, you know. And it sounds like she's got a rough household she lives in. There's nothing but the best for her. That's got to be awful. Because she just wants everyone to be there in her family. And apparently, I saw her tweet a little later. I don't know if she deleted this tweet, but apparently, before her mom did it, the only person she told was like her 9-year-old little sister, which is so fucked up. Oh my god. I don't know. I've never been in that situation myself, obviously, but man, I can't imagine what's going on in their family right now. It's just gotta be hell. I feel awful for them. There's only so much you can do except for wish them the best and support her when you can. But that's one of the reasons why I was saying, like, I feel like it's just kind of going around right now. Like, there's just like no one's in like a good mental state. I'm not doing too bad, but even I've been struggling a bit. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, but we don't need to be talking about heavy stuff like this. I don't know. It's just all the stuff that's on my mind lately. See people struggling and I don't want them to be. But it happens. Doesn't make it a good thing when it does happen, but it's just something that's there. It needs to at least be acknowledged. I just put some colors in the wrong layer. It's fine. It's like 2 pixels. It doesn't matter. Watch, I go back later. It's like, who put these 2 pixels here? Who did this? Why did they do this? Because that's absolutely something that I would do. Oi, oi. Okay, this is looking a lot better. I'm seeing a lot less green just annihilating my eyes. What color should I make her? Somehow I got these ribbons like perfect. They got a little bit of green. Oh, except for like right here. Hello. I should probably grab this color, shouldn't I? There we go. Eh? Hold up. Okay. Hold on. Why am I... Why no color? I know why. I know why. I gotta erase this color here. Yep, and there we go. Gosh, what's something not as heavy to talk about? I have this. I feel like there was something. I remember thinking this. There was like a couple things that I put in my mind, like, oh, I want to talk about that when I get back on stream. I talk about that when I get back on stream. Now I can't think of them at all. Oh, hello. I need to hit some stuff right there. Hold up. Wait a minute. Put a little love in it. It was... I think it was mostly just Fess. Yeah, it was mostly just Fess. Yeah, go back to that. It was so good seeing Avon up there for the first time. I feel so proud of them. They absolutely crushed it. Apprehensions aside, what did I get off of? Oh yeah, I started talking about Fuamoko and how much they're doing. But they crushed it. Narissa did Say My Name, which was good. Shiori did her song. I don't remember what the name of it was because it was a song in Japanese and I don't remember it. Fuamoko and Bibu each did their own songs. Bibu did Prism. Fuamoko did Born to Be Boudel. So proud of them. Going up there and just rocking it. And then everybody but Shiori came back on the creator stage from Advent. I think day one was good enough for her, and I don't blame her. Apparently, I didn't know this was a thing the longest time. Everyone was kind of shocked that she had even tried out for Hololive in the first place. Well, at least all of her old fans were. But also, I didn't know this. And I finally got curious enough to look it up. She was a VTuber before this, obviously. I mean, it's one thing if... But apparently, she's been doing this for like 7 years. She started back in like 2018. So, she's like a veteran at like VTubing. And she's been doing this almost as long as someone as like Iron Mouse has, who've been doing it since like the very beginning. I did not know that. I didn't look too much into her, like, past life. I really don't like to know too much about that stuff, if I'm going to be honest. Because it kind of takes away from it, for me. Because it's like, it's a little bit harder to suspend your disbelief then. So I was like, nah, I'd rather just kind of not know and just always know them this one way. And I only really care about past lives and things like that if they're leaving. Like, learning Fauna was Lemon Leaf, and knowing where to find her afterwards was a godsend. Man, I have a ton of stuff that I need to fix. Holy guacamole. Speaking of guacamole, I made some homemade guacamole that I haven't done in a long time. I used to do that quite a bit when I lived down in... Oh yeah, I used to make it quite a bit when I lived down in the South. Mostly because, I mean, just getting like some cilantro, a red onion, a couple avocados, a lime, salt and pepper, and I think did I throw any other spices in there? Not really. Yeah. What is it? My usual recipe is 3 avocados, about a quarter of a red onion finely diced, 2 jalapenos, that's what I was forgetting, sliced nice and thin, obviously de-seeded, and de-seed them with a spoon, it's super easy. Like 2 cloves of garlic, a bunch of cilantro, also finely chopped, and then salt and pepper to taste. It's not too bad. I think it might be a little too loaded with extras, especially with garlic. It's super garlicky. But I love garlic, so I don't care. Don't care one bit. Yeah, but I haven't made that in a long time. I was thinking because I was wondering, I had some, what was it? It was the other night, I was super hungry. And I had some like, and I was just kind of like munching around on my kitchen, and I had some tortilla chips. And I was like, I've had these for a while, I wonder if they're any good. And I grabbed one and ate it, and it was perfect. I was like, I'm making nachos this week. These are still good. So I went and got a couple chicken breasts, shredded them and cooked them up. They got a little dry, but that's all right. I seasoned them well. And then made some of my guacamole. And I was super lucky because I had bought some limes like about a week or so prior to use for my Indian butter chicken, because I'll squeeze a little bit of lime on it, adds a little bit of acid. Absolutely fantastic. A little bit of acid, a little bit of bitter. Very, very good. And I had some left over, because I had forgotten to get those. I put those in the guacamole. So that was nice to do. I need to fix this ribbon. It's driving me crazy. That's the inner ribbon color. Okay, we're gonna do this because this is driving me crazy. You seeing all this green? I should have done this way before now. Because it actually messes up all my clipping layers. I go to do a clipping layer and then, oops, it doesn't cover everything because it only covers pixels that are on the layer directly below. But hey, if there's all these pixels that don't have anything on them on the layer below, well, they just don't count in that clipping layer, do they? Do they? Yeah. And this color is here too. This one's really bad. Oh man, I messed that one up. No, stop right clicking. There we go. And the more I get of this green I get rid of, the better I feel. And the better everything just kind of looks. I don't know what I want to do next, though. Also, I want to make some changes. I got some really good advice. What was it? I was watching a stream yesterday. And there's this guy named Penumbral, who's kind of like, he does like VTuber news and stuff like that. But he was doing a, he was doing a stream with a bunch of like, with a couple people who were like, VTuber managers for like bigger corporates. Like one worked for, like, I think both of them worked for Idol. And they were honestly giving some really good like advice, especially on like content making. Because I really do kind of want to get a go at it. At the same time, it kind of scares me and I have no idea what I want to do. And they're also giving a bunch of advice on for people who wanted to apply for corpos, especially like Hololive and things like that. And essentially their advice was Hololive is essentially, they're essentially poaching talents because they're like, all right, these people would absolutely make it on their own. We want them to make it with us. So they're kind of like being like, because they're only going to make bets on sure things, obviously. So like, hey, these guys, we know that they actually got the chops, so we'll take them, which, I mean, why wouldn't you do that? That's what literally every other corporation wants. Then for this ribbon, I kinda... So that made me kind of think, not necessarily for getting into a corpo, but and maybe kind of think if where I am and what I'm doing, if I'm the kind of person that they would take. Not necessarily because I want to join them, but because if I was the kind of creator that they would want to have on their rosters, that means that I'm doing something right. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not there. It stinks because I just kind of don't know what I want to do. Well, I know things that I would like to do. I know things I would like to do in the future. But they're not really feasible right now, where it's literally just me talking to myself on stream while I draw Amonagawa Shina after I was literally just watching her stream before this. Oh yeah, I'm buying a plushie for her tomorrow. Oh man. Okay, after I get that plushie, I will have literally all of my Oshis except Henya. Dang. I need to be watching her more. I follow her on Twitter. I'll know when she's be dropping another plushie. But I'll have all Oshis except for her. Oh yeah. And we're, I guess right around this time, we're hitting the 2-year anniversary of all that crazy stuff that happened with her past life. Jeesh. That was crazy to learn about. after the fact. It's really funny. Okay, so this was really early on, and I was watching. Let's see. This was really early on, and I had like just started watching Henya, and Zen, and an Iron Mouse, like an old Iron Mouse clip, came up on my channel, and this was like back at the end, not my channel, but in like on my For You page on YouTube, and this was like late 2023, so it's probably around like October, November of 2023. Actually, I think it was November of 2023. No, yeah, I think it was November of 2023. And I remember it was this old clip of Mouse and Pikami, and they were doing a Super Bunny Man collab, and I was watching this thing going like, oh my god, I don't know how to feel about this. Like this like green like dinosaur like kaiju looking motherfucker, Pikami. I feel like Henya stole her entire shtick. Like Henya says Dio like her. Like Henya has like a similar sounding voice. Hell, they even have the exact same laugh. I feel like Henya's like stolen this person's identity. And then I thought about it for 2 seconds, and I was like, wait a minute, it's not just similar, it's exactly the same. Hold up. And then I did like 2 seconds of Googling, and I was like, oh, that's why. There was like a second there where I thought Henya had completely stolen this other girl's like shtick and identity. I was like, that's super not cool. Why is everybody okay with this? Do people not know? Like, should I really be watching this other person? They're the original? I had no idea. I had no idea. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Yeah, but we're hitting the, I guess, 2-year anniversary of all that stuff that happened with the Harry Potter game, and sheesh. That's stuff that I'm glad I was not around for. Because I do remember, because I was streaming around that time, and I remember there just being like buzzing in the background, because I didn't like really watch any of that drama stuff or get into it, but I knew that there was stuff going on with people like being called transphobes and whatnot for playing the game, and I was like, oh well, that's the game. I was playing it on my own, but I wasn't streaming it. So I was like, I don't really care about this, but like, it is one of those things you gotta think about, like, is it worth it and stuff like that. So yeah, I never did finish that game. I finished like the main story, and then there's like a time where it's like, all right, you just need to prepare for like your final exam. So, and it's basically like, hey, go out and complete everything in the world. Like, finish filling out like your field journal and all of that, and then come back and it'll have like a graduation ceremony. So I was like, cool. And I was at like 81% on it. I was like, I'll go around and collect some stuff. And then like, I remember being like, maybe I'll come back to this later. And I just never came back to it. Never finished the game. Don't really care to. It's not that big a deal. But yeah. but I do remember hearing rumblings during that time. But I had no idea how loud and terrible they were, especially in the VTuber community. Like stuff that happened with Silvervale and like Pikami/Henya. And it could not have come at a worse time. Because she was about to announce her graduation as Pikami, so everyone was like, oh my god. They bullied this girl off the internet. That's crazy. That's so not cool. And then it just made things like a billion times worse. The reason I say that is because like some of the tweets that people came up, like, I guess it's because it's like about a year since that happening. And I've heard her talk about it on stream. She said that there was like a time during like early February where she was like so stressed out. And this was last year around this time. Actually, I remember this clearly because it was her February 5th stream of 2024, because that was the day that all the stuff with Selene happened. And everyone was kind of like talking about like stuff. And I guess I don't know how the topic came up on her stream, but I remember like the whole day like just being immersed in like all this like drama and whatnot. And finally, like when her stream came on, I was like, I need a palate cleanser. So I went to her stream and I was watching her, and she just ended up kind of talking very candidly about that time and how there was a time where she was like so stressed out that her hair was starting to fall out because she was worried like someone was going to come to her house. But all the while her mom threw it, is because she was staying with her parents at that time, was like, if anybody comes here, I'll beat him up, I'll kill him, I'll grab a knife and do all this stuff. And her mom was just being a spitfire, which, you know, go mom. But that's like super sad. I don't know. That's one of the things. And I think the reason why I bring this up is because, let's see, in the stream yesterday, these people who are managers in like this industry and like in content creation in general, they're talking about like Shion and the reason why she's leaving, all these other people leaving, and they're like, guys, it's been like 7 years, like, and these jobs are a lot. Like, and the topic came up of especially like the fans and like Hololive and whatnot. And one of the people was like, maybe she was just tired of dealing with the fans. That could be one of the reasons. There could be a lot of reasons, because everyone says like, oh, it's just like 10% of them and you can just ignore them, which is true. But one thing she said that was even truer was, you can just ignore them, but that 10% is extremely loud. And when it's constant, it'll get to you eventually. It'll slowly wear you down. And that's true. And she was talking about how with content creation, especially if you're like a bigger streamer, or if you're just like, not a bigger streamer, but just like, even like kind of small to medium, instead of like a literal who like me. I don't stream to anybody. I have a couple people that show up every now and then for a little bit, and it's mostly just me talking to myself on stream, which is honestly fine with me. But I don't know, she's talking about how it might not be as physically demanding as a 9-to-5 job, but it's definitely more like emotionally taxing. I guess that's something that I never really thought of. Because I'm going to be honest with myself, I wanted to do something like this for a long time. There was a time, like back in, I want to say, hey! Hello! How's it been? How are ya? Kit. There we go. I almost said cat. I was like, that's not right. Kit. There we go. How you doing? I'm finally back to drawing. I'm only going to be playing Monster Hunter off stream. Super Free. Hey, how's it going? Super Free. Hey, it's been a while. Pretty good. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I ignore the intense green. I put that on a layer below so that I could see all the little places. Your anatomy has gotten much better. Good work. Yeah. Honestly, I just started going and I don't know why. For some reason, I just ended up cooking on this one. But I like it a lot. Yeah, but right now, I was going through and doing some shading, but then I just kept realizing a whole bunch of like little spaces like this that I did not get when I was doing my initial colors. So now I'm going through and getting all of these before I continue with my shading. It'd be like that sometimes. True, true. And I'm finally, oh my god, and I'm finally, I can't talk. I'm finally using clipping layers. Because I was looking up, because I was never really happy with how I was shading, so I was looking up some tutorials. And someone was like, it makes everything so much easier. Yeah. And finally, and one of the ones I was watching was like, hey, put all of your colors on different layers. You like your base colors, and then for your shading, just make them like clipping or masking layers over the top of it. And I was like, that's so smart. I can't believe I forgot how to do that. Because I definitely used these at some time before, or I learned about them, but I just never did anything with them. Also, this leg is super messed up, and I'm going to have to fix that. But frankly, I just want to fix other things right now. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Hold on, let me get rid of this green. There we go. That's the full picture. Let me hide my reference so you can kind of see it. There we go. Yeah. That's the full picture. We're in the rendering process right now. I'm doing a little kind of stuff. I want to stop by and say hello. Hello! It's been a bit. It's good to see ya. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, I'm about to flashbang you with the green again. And poof, there it is. Alright. Alright. I think I got most of it. All the little... I was about to say all the little bees look fine, and then I zoomed in on them and they were not fine. So we're gonna just fix this real quick. We're fixing everything. We're doing it live. Alright. Where's this one? Alright. So there's 1.5 billion of these areas that I have to fill in. Thank you, Fill Bucket, for... Man, I really thought I had the settings in the Fill Bucket, like, nailed down. Because it looks so good. And then as soon as I start doing actual, like, coloring, I'm like, huh, everything seems a little bit off and, like, disjointed. Why is that? Oh. Oh. Oh, whoops. Although, truth be told, this is easier than doing it all by hand to begin with. Okay. Alright. Oh gosh, there's parts of the close up is there. Every time I think I'm done with one of the colors, I'll see something else. Yay. I'm about to just start all doing this on one layer. Because it's always a hassle, because now I gotta go find the layer that it's actually on. Although this time I was smart, actually labeled everything. I tell you what, I might end up having to keep doing that because it's just so convenient. It's like, oh man, I don't have to guess anymore. I can just kind of go to the layer that it's on and just pick it the first time. That's crazy. Who knew actually labeling things was a good idea? Alright. I need to come around to it. Yeah. I just had to be real stubborn about it and then pretended like I'm the one who discovered it. Rather than just admit I was being stubborn and lazy the entire time. You know how it is. The human way of doing it. Take it a step further and put it in folders. I'm not that crazy just yet. Because then I gotta open up the folders. And just one more thing to click. Although it does mean less scrolling. And truth be told, the scrolling is probably taking more clicks than putting it in the folders. No. Maybe, okay. One thing I'm going to do in the future is any like really big or like layers that are just have like a lot of the same color on them. You need to put those at the bottom, I've now realized. And put like the more minute detailed colorings on the top. Because I was just kind of slapping them anywhere, being like, oh yeah, I'll do this one, 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 blah, 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 blah. But nah. This like inner hair color, it's like the last one that I did. And it's so annoying because I can just do stuff like that. Well, you live and you learn. And that's why we do stuff like this, to figure out why not to do stuff like that. Let's see. Group layers, I think they're called. Yeah, oh, yeah. Let's see. Let's see, but how you been, Kit? You been doing good? The weather is warming up where I am, so I'm assuming that means it's cooling down for you, if it ever does. To be fair, I don't know if there's any possible way to ever get the paint bucket to be perfect. Because even after messing around with all the settings on it a bunch, I still don't understand how they work. I don't understand at all. Not one bit. It's definitely all about trial and error. I'll think of self-worth in the future. Yep. Learn all these lessons now and then Make your life a little bit easier in the future. Or at least your drawing. In my case. Do. Okay, but you got areas like this where like none of the green is coming through, except for like one tiny pixel right there. I don't know why it's so fine, like out here on like the very fringes of everything, but I guess all over here where all the detail is, there's just a lot more corners where things can get snagged on, it seems. Oh boy. These scissors are gonna need some help. And that's why I'm here. I made you. So it means I'm the one that's gotta break you. And fix you! Alright. Oh, and also these lines are messing with me. I'm gonna have to fix those too. No reason for them to be like that. Let's see. And yes, it is getting chilly. Aha! I finally figured out how hemispheres work. Gosh, that's weird to think about. That's one of those things that you don't think about. Well, actually, it might. Actually, I'll say this. It's probably something that we in the like northern hemisphere don't think about. Is that you guys' seasons are opposite of ours. But it's probably something that you guys are acutely aware of, because if there's one thing that, especially we here, I think the #1 export in America is actually entertainment. And all the entertainment is based around like our cycle of seasons. So you're probably acutely aware of our seasons constantly, whereas we never think about the fact that you're opposite. So you'll be getting a whole bunch of like snow related things and like winter stuff when it's blazing hot outside. And then everything's gonna be talking about, oh man, it's summertime. Party on, bro. Meanwhile, you're freezing your ass off. The Steam seasonal sales always crack me up. Yeah. Because I was initially thinking, like, you probably never think about, like, the fact that the other hemisphere is the opposite, but no. Most of the world is, well, the majority of the people live in the northern hemisphere. So most all entertainment and advertising is geared towards that. So all that stuff is going to bleed over there, too. And the idea of Christmas, winter, yeah. I would say it's got to be annoying, but I'm sure it's always been that way, so you're just used to it. Do I need to? Oh my god, that green is... Whoa. That's why I use this color, though. Because it bleeds through everything, and you can see it so easily. Where did I learn this trick? Oh, I learned this trick from the Drawfee show. That's what it was. I like that. I haven't watched Seven forever. I hit a... It's like the end of 2023. Where I hit like a... I don't know what it was. It was just that... all the stuff that I've been watching for like the last like 9 years, I just didn't want to watch it anymore. I didn't know you could get burned out on the type of media you can, or you know, the type of like media and content you consume, but I absolutely did. I guess you can always have too much of a good thing. Still say subscribe to them though. But I don't really want to watch any of this stuff. Them, Game Grumps, and let's see, who else? else don't I really watch anymore? Oh man, it's kind of sad to think about. It's not like it's the first time I've done it. What was it? I remember when I moved on from Team 4-Star and like Achievement Hunter and all that stuff back in the day. I was a nigh religious watcher of like Achievement Hunter and like Rooster Teeth stuff back in the day. Love them. I'm definitely experienced the same thing with sports. I've unsubscribed from all the media shows I used to follow. Yeah. I honestly think that we can only take so much of stuff. One thing, and this was a thing that kind of threw me for a loop was, and it was right after, I noticed the signs when, actually let's take this back a little bit. I used to listen to like a ton of like actual play podcasts, like D&D, Pathfinder, that kind of stuff. Played the game, DM'd it, absolutely loved it. Still love it. I haven't played it in a while though because of the burnout that I'm telling you about. But, and one of my favorite podcasts called the Glass Cannon Podcast, they were having, they do a touring show, and they were doing a show that, in the part of the country that I live in, no one comes here. Look, if there's ever a show, and if people want to make money, they will go to either the East Coast or the West Coast, or maybe like Denver in the Rocky Mountains, which is like, let's see. America has 4 different time zones. There's Eastern Time, Central Time, which is quite literally the center of the United States. Mountain Time, which is like the Rocky Mountains and all of that stuff, which is in between, like, not even like California. There's like Nevada, and then there's like the Rocky Mountain states. So it's like kind of in between here. There's nothing in Mountain Time Zone except for like Arizona and like Colorado, which is where like Rocky Mountains are, and where a lot of like the really pretty like mountain shots in America are taken. That are the Appalachians. And then there's Pacific Time Zone, which is like the West Coast, California, Washington, all of those places. If any show is going to really go anywhere, it's going to go to either the East Coast or the West Coast, and like do tour around in cities up and around in there, because that's where most people live, near the coast. That's where you go to reach the most people. That's where you go to make sure you make your money back, all of that stuff. So the fact that me out in the middle of near bumfuck nowhere was within 4 hours of one of their shows is crazy. So I was like, I'm not going to waste this opportunity. I've been listening to these guys for years. I've listened to literally hundreds of episodes of their podcast, so yeah. Can have so many time zones, but I guess it's super huge compared to where I live. Yeah? I mean, we're the 3rd biggest country. Only Canada and Russia are bigger as far as like actual land mass goes. So I think we literally have every climate except for like tundra and like permafrost, like the really, really like northern climates. Because we got deserts, we got plains, we got forests, we got mountains. We have like shrublands. We have coastal. We even have some areas that I think could be considered like rainforesty, I think. I don't know, but we got it all, quite literally. But so I was like, oh sweet, so I'm gonna go. And then I was like, this is also be a great opportunity. I'll be driving a bunch, we'll be able to catch up on some of like some of the other like side podcasts that they've created like in like different systems and like different like groups of people and whatnot. Because I just listened to it all. But So went up to the show, had a great time, saw it live. And this is also around the time where I was starting to get into VTubers. I was like right on the cusp of it, where I was like starting to admit myself, okay, I actually like watching them. Whereas like the month prior, I was like, no, I don't like watching them. And a month before that, I wouldn't have even considered it. But one thing I thought was weird is that like the whole way up, I just kind of wanted to listen to music. And it was like the perfect opportunity to catch up on like some podcasts that I was behind on that I just hadn't really been listening to for no reason, and I didn't know why. And there are podcasts that I really enjoy. There were actual plays, but I just, for some reason around that time, I just couldn't bring myself to turn them on. And then I had like this one last hurrah in that city where I went to that show and it was great. And then I came back, and I think there was like a couple other times that I tried to like start listening to one of the podcasts, and I was just like, as soon as I turned it on, I was just not into it and turned it off. And it was pretty soon after that that like the D&D game, or actually it was Pathfinder game that I was running, fell apart. And I remember when it finally, like, everything broke apart and the people weren't meeting anymore. There was, like, some, like, crazy fallout between, like, two different groups of friends in there. I don't need to get into it. It was just dumb. And I called it. I remember initially thinking, like, this is going to suck. Like, I've poured, like, so much time and effort into this, and we're, like, just getting to a good part of the story. There's going to be, like, no resolution. But I remember just feeling relieved when it was over. I was like, that's weird. And then finally it was like, I was kind of done with all of that, wasn't I? So it kind of all just kind of, even though it really sucked how it happened, it all just kind of came at like a good time, because I was about to lose like all motivation for running games and doing stuff like that at all. And I've been invited to join a couple games since then, even just as a player, and I just don't want to. Right now. I'll probably get back into it in the future. But it was pretty much like the only, or the grand majority of the content that I consumed for like 9-10 years. And I just need some time away from it. And well, that's pretty sad, but unfortunately it's quite normal. Yeah. I've been very lucky. Up until then, I've been very, very lucky with like play groups and whatnot. The very first group that I ever got into was a first edition Pathfinder, or as it's more colloquially known, D&D 3.5, which was a well-beloved edition. And there's a whole reason why it became Pathfinder, but we don't need to get into that. But I started playing with that with one of my friends. He really wanted to run a story. So one day for his birthday, he got... we had been friends. We had gone to like an internship in like school together and whatnot, but we'd all like moved off to different places, different parts of the country. So, and this was like 9-10 years ago at this point. He decided for one of his birthdays, like, hey, I want to get all of us back together, and we're going to do a one-shot, and that's going to be what we're going to do for my party. And I was like, cool. We all got together, we made characters, we did the one-shot, and then we told him we wanted to keep playing. And 9 years later, not quite that same group. A few people had left and a few other people had joined, but it was mostly the same group of people. 9 years later, we had taken those level 1 characters that we had made for that little one shot. They were now level 20 demigods, pretty much, battling a world-ending threat and actually completing a campaign that was all like homebrewed by that same guy who just wanted to run a little one shot for his birthday. And that's very, very extremely rare. And I didn't know that, and I had no idea how lucky my first group was until we got to that point and we actually finished it. It was pretty difficult near the end because, especially for like the last couple sessions, we would go like sometimes a month in between sessions just trying to get people's schedules aligned. But we were so close to the end, everyone was like, yeah, I want to see this through. And we finally got there and we got it done and we finished it all together. Yeah. And that was like right before, and that was early 2024. It's like around January 2024. So that was really my last hurrah with it. Yeah, it's probably one of my funnest things I've ever done in my entire life. I need to hang out with those guys. We hung out a couple weeks ago, but not last weekend, but the weekend before. We don't hang out as much as we used to, obviously, but because we don't have a reason to get together every week like we did once. But yeah, that's not even like a once in a lifetime experience. That's even amongst people who like really enjoyed that hobby, I've done it for a long time. That's a very, very rare experience. Actually seeing a campaign through to the end, and especially taking a character from like level 1 to level 20 in any system at all is crazy. Especially when you're adults. Because it becomes so much harder to carve out that time. But we did it, and I'm super proud of that. But yeah. And now, ever since I've kind of fallen off from that, I've mostly just watched VTubers. And now I keep thinking to myself, like, how many years, am I going to do another 9 years of VTubers? Hey, you know what? Probably. Oh, yeah. Let's see. What did I get on this? I was talking about Achievement Hunter. Yeah, I was talking about Achievement Hunter. And that stuff that I used to watch back in the day. Anyways. With that, I know you haven't been here for too long, Kit. But it is time for me to go. It is 10 p.m. for me. And I need to go take care of some stuff before I go to bed. So I'll be seeing ya later. I'm probably going to be streaming tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't know about Monday. Now that we're out of my streaming every day for a month arc that was February, I have stuff that I actually have to do and other responsibilities that I will put off for 1 month, but not really a good idea anymore. But you have a good one, all right? Actually, you have a good day, all right? Because I know it's pretty early for you. But I'll catch you later, all right? Peace. Where's my OBS? There it is. All right.